I know you've clicked on this video with a massive smile on your face. You're out here looking like a meerkat, smiling, teeth out, thinking, can Milan win the Scudetto? Because the funny thing is, they just keep winning. They keep winning. Any top team that comes up against Milan, they find a way to win. Bologna, Napoli, Fiorentina, Roma, Inter, Lazio. I'm looking at my list. The list is getting long. And Milan keep winning. They've just beaten Lazio 1-0. There's a lot to talk about. There actually is a lot to talk about. I want to talk about the goal. I want to talk about the mentality. I want to talk about Allegri. I want to talk about a few standout performers, a few players that need to step up. So, ladies and gentlemen, put on your seatbelts if you're in the car listening to this. If you're at home, make sure to get yourself a cuppa, as we like to call it in the UK. A cup of tea, some popcorn, some snacks. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Total football at the San Siro. Yeah. What is total football? In case you didn't know, there was a Dutch dude by the name of Johan Cruyff. He had long hair. He looked a little bit silky on the ball. Apparently, he was an amazing footballer. But there's no footage of this. Anyways, my point is, Johan Cruyff, he brought it to Barcelona, okay? It's like the Dutch philosophy of playing ground football, of moving the opposition and capitalizing on the space that they leave behind. But how do you do this? By integrating a lot of players part of your sequences. So, for example, rather than a 1-2-man sequence, no, let's turn it into 3, let's turn it into 4. Move the ball, move the opposition, exploit the space that the opposition leaving behind by your other teammates dragging them in. Let's talk about Milan's first goal against Lazio. It was a nice goal. I'm going to be real. It was a very nice... You know what's crazy? I have to credit a goal which catches me by surprise. You know, when I saw it and then I saw the replay, I was like, holy shit. Is this what they're doing now? Like, I've seen this season goals from set pieces. I've seen this season goals from moments of magic. Leao taking up the ball from 25 yards, putting it in the bottom corner. I've seen corners. I've seen penalties. I've seen ricochets. I've seen deflections, rebounds. I'm now seeing total football at the San Siro, and we have to speak about the San Siro. We have to speak about it because I feel like now it's becoming a fortress. Actually, no, let's speak about it now in case I forget. As you know, age is catching up to me, hermano. Basically, like history always teaches us, the team that goes on to win a league title, whether it's Serie A, La Liga, Liga 1, Premier League, their home record is amazing. Their home is their fortress. You don't want to go to their home. You don't want to go toe to toe with them in their own stadium, with their crowd, with their fans, all pumping them up. You don't want to go there. Now, I'm pretty certain every team in the Serie A is looking at Milan and saying, we don't want to play you at the San Siro. We don't. Now, if you look at this table, this is the home record in the Serie A so far. Milan sit joint first. Of course, they're not first because of their goal record. Okay, but look. They're winning. They've played 7 games. So out of a possible 21 points, they've won 5, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 1. Okay, so 7 played, lost 1, drawn 1. In case you're wondering, who did they draw against? Pisa. And who did they lose against? Cremonese. It's like, you see when sometimes I see some of you guys say in the comments, where would Milan be if they didn't drop points against those 2 teams that came up from Serie B? It genuinely would be crazy. It genuinely would be crazy. But listen, it's all part of the thrill. It's all part of the process. I don't know why on God's earth I'm staring at you guys. I'm so sorry. I truly apologize. Let's talk about the goal. You can see Milan, they have the ball down the right-hand side. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't want to say this is like their best performance of the season, but I do feel like this was one of their biggest of challenges. Now, of course, some might say, it's the Milan derby, like Inter, arch rivals, this and that. No, I feel like in that game, every player steps up because of the occasion, because of the bragging rights, because of the fact that you're playing against an arch rival. You have to step up in the Milan derby. Even if you're going through your banter era, you have to step up. The game after the Milan derby, when everybody is now feeling themselves and everybody's looking in the mirror and thinking, hey, I'm that guy. The game against Lazio. Now, for me, I think Lazio are truly one of the worst teams to come up against. I always say this about them. Lack of recruitment. They haven't really had the opportunity to bring in players, to offload players. Like, they're having to work with players of 1, 2, 3 years ago. Sarri doesn't seem to be able to be making it work. But they are truly a very physical and a very technical team. And the one thing about Lazio that I can say, in the big games, they tend to step up. And I was watching that game and I was thinking, hey, it's a physical battle. Let's look at the goal. So Milan, Lazio are sitting back. They're containing. They're inviting pressure. What can you guys do to break us down? Like, they've got some good centre-backs. The ball goes down the right-hand side. Now, you could see, look at Tomori. Because right before this, by 1-2 seconds, Salamakers had the ball, and Tomori was just standing 4-5 yards to the left of him, just standing there, like thinking, hey, in case we get caught on the counter, I need to be in the right place at the right time. But this is what you call bravery, but at the same time, this is what you call moving the opposition. He decides to run forwards. Now, you know what's crazy? If you were watching this game and you just see Tomori going on a little random run, like Little Red Riding Hood, yeah, when she goes riding into different houses, left and right, he just goes charging forwards. When Salamakers feeds us into Fofana, I'm thinking, Fofana, if you do this, brother, I might become your biggest cheerleader. If you do what I think you're about to do, he's running. Lazio haven't anticipated the run. Lazio haven't prepared themselves for the run because now they're thinking Salamakers is going to pass. He might follow the pass inwards. Fofana might receive the ball and take it on the half turn and turn inwards. And now we've got Tomori on the completely opposite side doing the overlap. Who do we follow? Who do we track? They didn't track Tomori. First time Fofana into Tomori. It's now on a plate. Tomori, all you have to do is step up, connect with the ball, and put it on a plate for Leao, who's in the box. You need to make sure you get the right accuracy. Hermano, you need to make sure you get the right weight on it. Hermano, you need to make sure you get the right speed on the ball. Hermano. And that's exactly what he done. He put it on a plate for Leao. 1-0 Milan. And I've said this before. When Milan go 1-0 up, you might as well bet your whole life on it. You genuinely might as well bet your whole life on it that these guys will see out the game. Why? Why would they see out the game? Bro, I'll be real, mentality. Like, it's just... Look, I'm a firm believer in... Like, this is truly something that I believe in when it comes to football, and I apply this to every single team I cover. A team is a representation of its manager, yeah? Just the same as your captain is a representation of you. So you are my spokesperson on the football field, because as a manager, I can't go onto the football field unless you're Allegri, but we'll get onto that later. What I'm saying is, you look at Allegri, yeah, like look at this photo, yeah, it's truly a mesmerizing photo, I must say. Like, imagine being the referee and you've got this dude staring you down. Holy shit, you wouldn't think twice about giving a penalty. You genuinely wouldn't think twice about giving a penalty. My point is, these dudes are fighting, yeah, and you know last season under like Fonseca, under Conceição, funny enough, both of them are labelled as fighter, warrior managers, but you never saw it. Like, these players would give up halfway into the game. These players have given up before the game. This is the perfect example. Luka Modric receives the ball on like the 82nd minute, and he done something which actually surprised me, because I don't really see Luka Modric doing this type of stuff. For me, it was like a lack of maturity, maybe him getting a little bit complacent. He tried to go for a little nutmeg in his own half, knowing there's only about 5-6 minutes of the game to go. Milan are tired, they're leggy. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that, especially in your own half. He goes for the nutmeg. It doesn't work. And I remember the commentator literally said, oh, Modric, you shouldn't be doing that there. Modric, you're far more experienced than this. And in my head, I was like, oh, I just know how football works. I know how football works. They're going to go on to concede, and everybody's going to paint Luka Modric as the villain because he attempted something which he shouldn't really be attempting in his own half. I promise you guys, 5 seconds later, look at this. Look who's in the right place at the right time to anticipate a pass, to make the tackle, to regain possession back for his team. Luka Modric, the 40-year-old. What I'm trying to say is it's more of a mentality thing where you could see, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what you've done in the game, what you've won. We're all in this together. Shout out High School Musical. We're all in this together, and we are going to fight. And if you make a mistake, you better make sure you get back and put out the mistake that you caused. If Luka Modric, a 40-year-old, is doing this, there's no excuses for a 20-year-old, for a 21-year-old, for a 22-year-old. Did you guys see that Samuel Ritchie performance off the bench? This dude came on, and he genuinely was trying to show the whole world that me, one day human, one day pit bull. He was running left, right. I was genuinely watching Ritchie, and I was like, hey, I know you to be a little bit timid, a little bit passive, a little bit elegant on the eye. Like, you don't run that much. You're more silky. Like, sometimes he comes across nonchalant and everything. Brother, I genuinely thought like I was watching a pit bull with long hair, bro. He was running left, right, applying pressure, going into tackles, gets the ball down the right-hand side, takes it to the corner flag. My point is, any player that enters the frame is given 150%. And that's why at the San Siro, you do not want to go and play them. On the ball, they're good. I'm going to be real. Like, I've said this so many times, and I was even saying it when Sati Jimenez was around. The fact that these dudes create opportunities, now fair enough, they don't create them in surplus. Like, for example, which team in this area creates a ridiculous amount of opportunities? In my opinion, Inter. Like, when I watch Inter, I know after each game, they've created 4 or 5 goal scoring opportunities. They're not an Inter. But at the same time, they're far better than Inter defensively. I feel like they're far better than Inter in terms of controlling games. Yes, fair enough. How do Milan control games? They sit back and invite pressure. But the problem is, Sorry, the good thing is they're inviting pressure, but they're welcoming it. So it's not like they're inviting pressure by accident or they're inviting pressure like last season under Conceição. They would invite pressure. How many times last season did Milan sit back under Conceição? Invite pressure, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. How many times? Bro, the fact that these dudes have kept the most clean sheets in the Serie A, and so many of the times the margin is a 1-goal difference, it tells you when they invite pressure, they actually want it. Like, we want you to bring the pressure to the San Siro because we are the pressure killers. I have no idea why I'm staring at you guys once again. I am so sorry. My point is, it's a mentality thing. You could see they want it. Like, you could even see, like, sometimes, like, depending on what channel you were watching it on, like, whenever a decision goes into their favor, Tomori is pumping up the fans, Salamakers is pumping up the fans. Bro, I'm telling you guys, the feel-good factor is there. The home record is on their favor. I'm gonna be real, like, they've knocked off a lot of the big games. Bologna, Napoli, Fiorentina, Roma, Inter, Lazio, and Juventus. Fair enough, some have been at home, some have been away. My point is, they've played a lot of the big boys, the so-called Seven Sisters, and they're coming out on top. They're winning games. It's just like I said midweek. Can you get the job done over the Torinos, over the Sassuolos? Because those are the games where expect the unexpected, because these small teams are not probably going to sit back. These small teams are going to go for it. But I think Milan look good, man. I'm going to be real. I think they look good. They've got great players. Who's impressed me once again? Bartesaghi. I'm going to be real. Like, let's just put it like this. Estupiñán had a nice, amazing gold chain when he was living in the UK. Yeah? Like, hermano, where did you get that chain from? Don't ask questions. You can't afford it. That's what Estupiñán was telling people in the Premier League, okay? He's now come to Italy and everybody's laughing at him, telling him, hey, your chain is fake. Your chain is fake. Do you know who has a real chain? Bartesaghi. Hey, I'm going to be real. Like, I put my hand up here when I get it wrong. Well, actually, I don't think I got it wrong. But there was like a month or two ago where I looked at the kid and I was like, sometimes you come across too eager to impress, like eager beaver, but an eager beaver isn't always a good thing, yeah? Like, I need to see some more temperament. I need to see some more control. I need to see some more refinement. The one thing I'm going to say about this dude is when he gets his cross right, he gets it right. Like, he puts it on the money. Cash money, WWE, money in the bank, bro. He gets it on the player's head. I think he's growing. And I'm going to be real. I think he's going into that changing room and just flexing his chain in front of Estupiñán. Genuinely flexing it, yeah? I got the real chain. Where did you get yours? A market? Where? In Milan? Which market? Tell me. Let me tell the police. My point is, Bartesaghi, he looks really, really, really good. And Nkunku, I don't know, man. Like, And Nkunku, I like him. Like, I liked what I saw of Nkunku at RB Leipzig. I liked what I saw of him at Chelsea, even though I feel like he wasn't really given a chance, like, especially when you bear in mind he played in a very similar position to somebody like Cole Palmer. When Milan decided to fork out 35 million for his signature, I was like, it's a gamble. Like, it seriously is a gamble. But if it works out, like, in today's market, you've genuinely got yourself a 50, 60 million pound player because he's technical, he's physical, he can score you goals, he's relatively versatile, he can play all over the field. The only problem is, in Allegri's, like, 3-5-2, I don't think the strikers get as many touches as they want because they're now playing very central, and the central part of the field is like where it's most congested. So it's not the same as Leao picking the ball out wide on the left-hand side on a transition. Yes, in some moments that does happen, but even when you see Rafa Leao, like, he's not really averaging as many touches as he was in previous years because he's now playing in a more congested area which the opposition cramp out. With Nkunku, I feel like he now needs to find a way where he needs to still have an impact with very few touches. And in my opinion, that's what the best of players do. Like, some of the best players that we've ever seen, they might have you 10, 15, 20 touches a game, but they make sure every single one of those 20 touches is penetrative. Every single one of those 20 touches is impactful. Every single one of those 20 touches is efficient and it's effective on the game. Fair enough. In another life, you might be getting 50 touches, but now you need to find a way to work with what you have. Leao, for me, is doing great. Like, fair enough, you're not seeing Rafa Leao have 4-5 shots on goal. You're not seeing Rafa Leao attempt 4-5-6 take-ons anymore now. But Leao is making sure when crosses come into the box, I'm there. If you want a long ball, a flick on, I'm there. If somebody's waiting for a cutback, I'm there. I'm waiting for those opportunities. And there's a reason why he's scoring goals. And Nkunku, like, especially, like, I've seen, like, news lately, which is like Mateta and Crystal Palace, they're not about to agree on a new deal, and he wants on his way out. And apparently there was like a report the other day in the Conference League where somebody must have asked him, are you coming to Milan? And he smiled and he gave him a thumbs up. I don't know if somebody lied to me and made up that report, but I saw that report online. My point is, I think Iglitare, Allegri, they're looking at somebody like Mateta. He's of the right age, like, he's only 28 years old, Premier League proven. Now, fair enough, that doesn't really mean much because Estupinian was Premier League proven, but he had a fake chain. I don't think Mateta will have a fake chain. I think Mateta will definitely come with some swagger, with some physicality. Mateta's one of those guys where you can see he's hungry and eager to prove himself. My point is, Nkunku and Santi Jimenez, don't be surprised if you guys fall down the same path as the Alvaro Moratas, yeah? Don't get it twisted. Don't think just because you've put pen to paper for a 3-4 year deal, Tare wouldn't pull the trigger on you guys. Listen, football is a ruthless sport. I genuinely feel like from now till the summer, Nkunku and Santi Jimenez, all eyes are on them. Genuinely, all eyes are on them. Especially if I want to keep growing. If you want to keep growing in football, you have to be ruthless. You have to be ruthless. None of this, you didn't really step up in your first year. Let's give you another year. You didn't really step up in your second year. Let's give you a third year. My point is, Nkunku just needs to get a bit more involved, man. I'm going to be real. Like, he has some nice moments, but I need to see that penetrative side of Nkunku. The Nkunku that was getting 25 goals at RB Leipzig. I need to see him getting more involved. I need to see him create some opportunities for himself. If not, get into those dangerous areas which Leao is getting into. And you never know. You might be the player that puts the ball into the back of the net. But besides that, I think Bartazagi had a very good game. Nkunku, I wasn't really, like, too impressed with. Mike Maignan, once again, amazing. Like, genuinely amazing. I'm seeing reports once again that apparently Chelsea are looking to come in for him in January, if not in the summer. Somebody needs to sit him down and tell him, listen, look at what we're building. Look at what we're doing. We love you. You love us. You've been here for a long time. You are the captain. Come on, man. Give us another chapter. Give us another chapter. And I guarantee you guys, he might say yes. So, big 3 points for Milan. They go first in the Serie A. Next game, Coppa Italia. I'm expecting a lot of, like, rotation. But listen, the train keeps going. Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Catch you guys on another one.